Welcome back to The Explainer. So today, we are totally tearing down a massive cultural illusion about money. We're looking at this brilliant rapid-fire breakdown from creator Mark Tilbury, and man, it perfectly captures the huge divide between how society thinks millionaires operate versus how they actually do. Okay, let's dive into this, because the contrast we're going to see is both hilarious and, honestly, deeply revealing about our modern spending habits.
So I want you to ask yourself that right now. When you picture a millionaire, what flashes in your mind? Right? Like, is it designer logos head to toe, private jets, popping champagne on mega yachts? We've all been fed this very specific, very flashy image of wealth. But Mark's breakdown completely flips that script on its head. It forces us to ask, are we chasing actual wealth, or are we just chasing the appearance of it? Let's look at a few everyday scenarios to really see this in action.
All right, here is our first scenario. Travel. Now, societal expectation literally screams at us, hey, if you're really a millionaire, let's upgrade to first class. It's all about that status symbol. But the reality? The actual millionaire response is just so calm and unbothered. They're just like, premium economy will do me just fine. It's purely functional. They aren't looking for the gold star of first class. They are literally just looking to get from point A to point B comfortably without burning capital that could be, invested elsewhere.
Now, what's really interesting here is how perfectly it highlights the stark, super pragmatic contrast in how we view our needs. The expectation of wealth demands the absolute peak of excess, Let's get a penthouse overlooking the whole city. But look at the millionaire's reality. Now, I just need a comfy bed and some Wi-Fi. Extreme luxury is utterly unnecessary to them. The basic, simple reality of a good night's sleep and a solid internet connection is really all they actually require to function and be content.
And that brings us to the wardrobe. And honestly, this is where the total dismissal of consumerism becomes almost comical. The flashy expectation insists, all right, well, let's go on a crazy clothes shopping spree. But the millionaire's response? It's just this absolute deadpan rejection of buying things just to show off. They just say, why? I'm already wearing clothes. It's brilliant. They have absolutely zero interest in accumulating stuff just for the sake of an image. If the clothes work, they work. Boom. End of transaction.
Which kind of leads us to this inevitable conclusion from the outside observer. They look at all this and say, so wait, you don't fly first class, stay in penthouses, or go on shopping sprees? Well, you're not a millionaire. This right here is the climax. This is exactly where the myth of wealth explicitly collides with reality. Because in the eyes of a consumerist world, if you aren't actively bleeding money to prove you have it, well, you must be broke.
But that brings us to the ultimate punchline of this entire breakdown. The richest people aren't the ones that look rich. I really want to let that sink in for a second. We spend so much energy evaluating people's bank accounts by, looking at their shoes, their cars, their hotel rooms. But this completely deconstructs that stereotype. It's called stealth wealth. The ones looking the richest are often the ones spending the most and saving the least, while true generational wealth is quietly sitting right next to you back in premium economy.
So, the crucial point is that the wealth reality operates on a totally different set of rules. You reject those flashy upgrades. You prioritize simple, functional needs like that comfy bed and decent Wi-Fi over excessive luxury. You completely stop buying things just to impress strangers. Basically, true wealth operates in silence. And why is that? Because as the source reveals, the wealthiest people are the ones who literally don't have to prove anything to anyone. They know exactly what their net worth is, and they sure don't need your validation to enjoy it.
And that leaves us with a massive question to turn back on ourselves. I want you to look at your own life, your own purchases, your own desire for that shiny upgrade or that big shopping spree. Who are you trying to prove your wealth to? Are you building actual wealth, or are you just trying to look the part for an audience that isn't really even paying attention? Just keep that in mind the next time you're tempted to swipe your card. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.